Hello, I'm Zardos, and let's play Cities Skylines. Welcome back to Lucy Shire. We are going to do another tutorial today. This time we are going to talk about how to use the terraforming or landscaping tools in the game without any mods. So one thing to note is that they are in here under landscaping and disasters. You do have to unlock them, let's see, at a certain point. Early in the game, though, it is, there we go, at the tiny town milestone, you unlock them, and that allows you to do different things. Now, up here you have soil availability. There is a mod that is built into the game that allows you to have unlimited soil, but I like to play with it turned on, or to play with soil availability not unlimited, because then that forces you to, let's say I want to raise a whole bunch of land over here. You can see that used up a lot of soil. And so then to get more soil, I have to lower it somewhere else. And that means that as you are terraforming, you are doing two things. You're ending up to gain a little bit of intrigue in your landscape in two different spots instead of just one. And so that is one thing I like to do. So let's look at a few of the individual tools real quick, and I'm just going to undo what I had just done. Alright, so first of all, you have the shift terrain, which is for raising and lowering the terrain. You have different strengths that you can see down here. You can go at a low strength, a medium strength, or a high strength, and then you have different sizes of brushes. We'll use the large one just to start, and you can see that it raises up like that. If you go to a lower strength, it takes a little bit longer to do it. A small brush just does a smaller area, and so on and so forth. Now the next tool is the level terrain tool, and to use that, I'm going to switch to the large brush. We right click at the height that we want to level it to. So let's say we want to level to the ground here, or the lowest level, and then you left click to level that terrain. Let's say instead that we want to raise up a large group but have it be level. Then we right click at the height that we want, and I've right clicked about in the top part of this hill, and then we can level, and it levels a large portion there. So that is how to use the leveling tool to try and get a larger area at a high elevation. So what you would do then is you just raise it up to about where you want the elevation to be, then you select the level tool and you can do that. But you can see I've run out of soil, so let's start over here. And then another thing is the soften terrain. So let's say that we have used the small brush, and let's raise this up a bit, and we have a really steep spot here. But what I want to do is I want to have that be a bit softer. So we're going to use the large brush, and that just kind of smooths it out a little bit. And you can see it has gotten rid of that cliff, and now we just have a nice smooth hill there. So that is the softened terrain. Another thing we can do is level this all out again and raise it up a bit, and then make a plateau here. One thing we can do with the fourth and final tool is the slope terrain. And so let's say we want to use the medium brush, and we want to, say, go to this height and have it be a pretty smooth slope. So let's right click there, and that is going to set the height where we want it. And then when you left click and drag, it will create a slope that is smooth all the way up to that spot. And so you can see it is building the hill just in that direction. So now we can have, let's take a look at this, a smooth rise up on this hill and the cliff on the other side. So that is how you use that tool. Now, a couple of different things that I use these tools for. Let's say we have a highway. And I'm going to put the highway through here. And we'll have it come down in that direction as well. And I want to have a road that goes across it. I could elevate it like this and just have it go right across and then back down and look like that. I mean, that works, but it's not as realistic as elevating the terrain. So instead what we're going to do is we are going to keep the road elevated across there, and then we're going to use the landscaping tools to try and make this work the way we want it. So we're going to raise the soil up here, and we're going to get it to be about as high as the road, and I think that is actually a little bit higher, so we're going to use the level terrain and go a little bit lower and level it there. Then we're going to bring it over to the road like that, and that looks to be about right. And we know that this is about the same size, or we want them to be at the same level on both sides. So we're going to build a little bit of a hill on each side for the road, and then we're going to use the slope terrain, right click at the top, and then do a slope for the road coming up like that, and then do the same thing over here, right click at the top and build our slope up. That was not what I wanted to do, so let's try that again. Coming from this direction, build that slope up, and then let's go back to the road, and we can click here. We want to go back to ground level and then bring it down. Do the same thing over here, go back to ground level and bring it down the hill. And then we can use the soften terrain over here and soften that slope on the sides like that, and then we will be left with a more realistic overpass over the highway without having to use any mods to get there. So you can see now we have the road come up, go over the highway, and come back down. And if you're ever traveling on a highway, at least in the United States, you will see a lot like this. Wherever there's a road, there is usually an overpass with the road, with the land going up. And then you might also see the road coming down like this, and then going in like that. They might make it a little bit nicer, but that is a typical American diamond interchange. Comes down on this side as well, but you get the idea. So we go like that. Alright, so that is it. That's how you use the landscaping tools. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you didn't, well, that is too bad. I don't know why you watched the whole thing. You kind of wasted your time, but either way, I had a good time showing you. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.